So the story of Hollowood Music all started with my dad, Big Jim Hollowood. He played guitar and pedal steel guitar. He worked 3 jobs, came home in the afternoon, taught kids in the neighborhood guitar in the basement of our house, and then went to play at night. He went to Carnegie Tech for a while. He understood music. He could write music. But the story of the store, teaching kids in the neighborhood, turned into, by word of mouth, teaching lots of kids. As that evolved into the Beatles and those kids getting better and wanting to be in bands, they were always like, Mr. Hollowood, we need to buy an amp. So what my dad would do, because we were still in the basement of our house, you know, on the other side of the washer and dryer, he taught. He'd call the Fender company, say, you know, this is Jim Hollowood with Hollowood Studios in Pittsburgh, and I want to get the line. And they say, okay, we'll make arrangements for a rep to come out and see your place. And he said, well, it's a little hard to find. How about if I meet him downtown for lunch? He didn't want to tell him it was in the basement. So he'd meet the guy downtown, talk to him, schmooze him. By the end of the conversation, we had the Fender guitar line in the basement of our house. He convinced the guy that, you know, he was a player in the Pittsburgh music scene. By the time we moved from there, we had maybe 5 major lines: Fender, Gibson, Shure, Custom. These were all only things that you bought in big music store. It's a dead-end street. We actually had tractor trailers coming down the street. Big Jim went to the coffee cans, his savings. We rented this spot up the street here. It's just a showroom with teaching booths in the back, because teaching was still a big part of the plan. As we expanded, we would break through the wall and go into the next showroom because we needed more room. That's where we established ourselves as a powerhouse music store. Built the business with lessons. Built the business by listening to kids saying, I want to get in a band. I want to start a band. I need a PA system. So my dad would find a company that sold PA. At that time, it was Shure. But his theory always was, if you're going to sell something, you have to service it. So even at the house, we had a guy that would come in and repair stuff. His theory was, look, if a guy plays an amp on Saturday night and it breaks down and he comes to the shop Monday, you have to be able to rent him something or repair it. That also included the second phase of the business at the house, which was rentals. So he started to rent stuff. Just to give you an idea of the time, we would all be upstairs having dinner. And to get to the studio, you came to our front door and you went around back. He had these little cement things that showed you the direction. You went downstairs. There was some sliding doors. But if the doors were locked, you rang a cowbell. So he would just say to one of us, get down and let him in. It was the game room of our house. And he developed this way to hang guitars. So when you came in, it was like a showroom. It's like all these guitars, you know, they weren't in cases. They were hanging. A lot of people can't believe that we're still offering lessons for $20 a lesson. No sign-up fees, no additional charges. And you can take them at your convenience. We've been getting bands out of the garage since 1965. We're still selling stuff, we're still fixing it, and we're still renting it. Check out our new store, Hollowood.com.